Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may think? Well, it's Dungeons & Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons & Dragons. And this week, a full group playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, if this is not something you want to watch, well, pick someone else. Pick something else. It's okay. We'll forgive you this time. So, yeah, we'll forgive you this time. For everyone else who actually wants to be here, no matter the reason except shouting profanities in the chat, welcome! It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. And that's about everything we can say. That's it. A little bit of a small channel, even though we've been doing this for 4 years. So, hey, we still don't have any real publicities or sponsors or missing a zero in the number of followers. Alright. Make sure no one tries to sue us. The Thunderstorm in the background, Ambient Mixer, Battle Maps, Dungeon Alchemist, and World Map, Wonder Draft. Yay! Any unwilling sponsors today? No.
What?
Tobiyashi, tell me you have an unwilling sponsor for us. Damn. All right.
Rough Stare Pen, making it great poop.
No, not today.
Okay. All right. Interesting beginning of stream. So,
Therapen is just a product that like UV lights water so that it kills any microbes inside of it that might make you sick.
well,
But obviously it does whatever those microbes were after you killed them. So
yeah, no, of course. Huh. I'd say what amazement improvement we've been making over the last few decades, but my father is taking a medicine which is making him extra sensitive to UV light, so that's one thing that can kill him. Yay!
Like a lightsaber to him.
Well, no, not that extreme, but still very unpleasant. Alright, so what happened last episode? So, Sam, just so that you know, you spent the entire episode resting on a medical bed, and someone did extensive, very invasive surgical procedure inside of your stomach. So, you've been unconscious for almost an entire day.
Okay.
And you probably are slightly afraid that you're going to pee blood next time you go to the bathroom.
Wouldn't be the first time. I mean, wait.
Alright, so, last episode, our party took a day off to both celebrate their victory and to ask questions about their next goal, and maybe learn a few things about our own arcane construct history. By that I mean Fisher. While sharing a long meal, very odd meal also, information was exchanged and many ideas the group had changed. They realized their task was much harder than they imagined, and they would need to be more organized than they usually are in order for all of this to work. Yes, audience, you're going to have a few things to talk about with Fisher. Weary of all this new information and the combat they all did earlier, the party left the table and got ready to go to bed. But before this happened, I believe that Remy wanted to go check on the huge plant elemental, which everyone just forgot about and left to its own business outside of the of this complex, and probably go check on audience before he goes to bed.
We didn't forget about him. We knew audience would want to talk to him, so we were waiting for him to wake up.
Okay.
He can handle himself. He doesn't need a parent with him.
The both of you talked together, but it was so perfect that I thought that I didn't hear a single word that you said, Remy. I only heard Tobiyashi's voice, but it was so perfectly matched with your lips. I thought it was you speaking.
You know what? Like, maybe I have finally taken on and can now mimic people's voices perfectly.
Wonderful. All right. Gonna turn off.
I'm Britney Spears!
Just have like a soundboard and record them and then play them.
I always wanted something to change my voice, to help me do different voices, because I know that I don't have this wide of a range of different voices, but still.
Voice, girl, voice.
Okay, so, what is Remy, in what order is Remy going to do things? Go see audience, go see what Touranhe has been doing for the past 5 hours?
I think go see audience first is for no other reason than, that dinner made things very concerning. Just like, the fact that he was allowed to be alone while,
Amalgam?
Yeah, just roaming be unsponsored, unchecked, unsupervised.
Yeah, no.
Do I still have all my limbs?
Yeah, you've got a couple extra too.
Okay.
Well, no, mainly the thing that you miss is that. Well, no, maybe someone's gonna tell you about it, so I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna be.
You
able
also
to
have a missing gallbladder, and your kidney's gone.
Okay.
But 4 more were added. So you get inside of the medical tent, and you see that audience is still sleeping. Well, not medical tent, but more medical building. You see audience is still sleeping. He might have moved slightly, but you're not that sure. Maybe it was Malgam who moved him. Take a few moments, just study him a little bit, because I feel like Remy always studies audience just a little bit before he wakes him up.
And maybe moves an arm, just no, you look better when it's like this.
And just admiring the view, and suddenly you hear Tender going, I see you've come back here. Maybe you'd like me to wake your friend up. I'm sure I can wake him up.
Is it safe?
Of course. She walks around you. She goes above audience. Mr. Audience! Mr. Audience! And slam! She slaps him across so hard that his entire body just goes, oof. Your eyes open. You're not sure why, audience. The pain is familiar. You know someone just slapped you, but it feels like someone used a brick to slap you.
Okay. I'm like, oh god, did we win?
Well, you're still alive, so there's always this.
Maybe get balance up.
Alright.
And
I'll kind of do the thing of wait, I'll kind of check myself, do I still have all my body
you have this
pat
moment.
myself down?
You have this moment where you start checking yourself up, and the moment that your stomach muscle moves, you feel this sore pain, as if someone made you do push-ups, no, pull-ups for 2 hours straight, as fast as you could. It feels so bad. Other than
Oh,
that, you are at 50% hit points. If you
okay.
weren't already there.
I didn't know if I'd had a long rest yet.
Well, you've been sleeping for 5 hours now after your surgery.
Okay, but I'm still at. Okay. I'd be like, oh, my ab feels terrible. But
Well, that's probably because I had to slice them open to get this metal shard out. And she takes an inch-long metal shard that looks like a piece of the sword of the person who put you down during the fight. Well, it was a bit messy, but I eventually got it out. You're fine. Your friend told me you'd probably want to keep this as a souvenir. So
yeah,
it's just here on the table.
I'll grab it.
It's cold to the touch. It feels dark. There's still necrotic and frost energy pulsing through this. Not enough to hurt you, but enough to feel it with your touch.
I'll put it in my dimensional storage space. In a little pouch or something. Bring it back with me. And then I'll turn to Remy and I'll be like, the last thing I remember was, or like came to after my god was able to give me a second kind of breath, a second chance, and I saw you on the ground. Did what happened? Did the undead attack you, or what happened?
That like Raimi shakes his head, and then he actually kind of like takes on like a very curious pose, and then all was still, like slowly lowering his hands, probably imitating a performer that he had seen once.
Telling a story.
Okay, I'll sit down and wait for him to actually tell the story.
Yes. Well, probably, I'm not sure if he's that good at telling them. He probably is relatively good at showing them. But maybe he should just show the pictures and I'll narrate them. It's bound to be easier to understand.
Raimi does a hop back like, illusion.
So, what's the image that you show to audience first?
I mean, unfortunately, like, because like Raimi was, like unconscious for the final blow, rip. But he, literally, shows the scene of like all the undead that just suddenly stopped inert.
All right, so everything you see, it feels like someone mounted a camera on top of Remy, and that's what you're seeing. Slightly shaky as he's running. So you see everything. You see yourself falling. You see Remy running and then using his bow, firing on the creature. It fell down, and you got Tender narrating this as best she can. You see him falling down and then positioning himself over you, then you see the undead getting back up, and then the camera angle just goes. When it comes back, you're there unconscious. The undeads are so close to all of you, maybe 10 feet away, and you see them all in their last movement going as their leader's energy just fades and they just stay there. Confused, not exactly sure what's the next step.
Well, first off, I'll say after he tells the story, I'll turn to Remy and I'll kind of be like, first off, I want to thank you, because from what I see here, it seems that you were able to both kind of take down and distract the champion long enough for my god to give me the chance to come back, and that happened at great personal cost to yourself, as it seems that you were then knocked down in defending me. So I appreciate all that you did in the fight.
His medallion, and then like presents it to you and says in your voice, "For the dragon."
I'll kind of give him a nod, and I'll kind of take my medallion and like touch it to his and be like, "For the dragon."
Aw, we medallion bump.
Yeah.
But holy.
And then I'll be like, and we're not worried about the undead at all that stopped. They're harmless.
Cleaned him up good, boss.
All right. Good to hear. How's everyone else? Is everyone else all right? Any other casualties? What happened to the other Dragonborn?
Raimi shrugs, looking up.
Tender simply adds, well, the complex took a little bit of damage. The tower and the building in which the ballistas were severely damaged. The tower will need to be rebuilt, but the building where the other one was is sort of intact. We can probably just repair the second floor and replace the ballista there. As for everyone else, well, you all seem to have been able to keep this manageable. We did take a few moments to clear out the undeads that had managed to break through. Raw was part of the last line of defense, along with Chief, and they managed to mop things up pretty thoroughly. Raw was taken back to his simulated environment, which always seems to help him calm down.
Okay.
All in all, I think those who were the most severely injured were those in the towers, mostly because the the tower and the building collapsed on them. But even this will eventually fade. Occult is finishing to rebuild his arm, and Citron is back to her usual gardening duties.
All right. Glad to hear it. And what about Turone? What happened to him? Did he head back?
Last I saw him, maybe an hour ago, he was not sure exactly what you should call this. I want to say revivifying vegetation all around.
I see. So he's still here.
Well, yes. As far as I know, he was tending to a very impressive thorn labyrinth.
Okay.
Want to
I'll
take a
turn-
look, boss?
Yeah, I was like, we should probably go speak to him since he's. What have I been out for, like a day?
5 hours.
5 hours? Yeah, he probably, since the battle's finished, we may no longer need him here, and I don't want to keep him from his other duties, so we should probably go talk to him. And thank him for helping us out.
Right. Well, in that case, I will leave you to your own things. I believe you still have 3 party members. I'm not sure if they stayed in the dining hall. Maybe they all went to bed already.
Okay. I'm sure I'll catch up with them later.
Right, well, I believe I have a few things to prepare for all of you tomorrow, so... See you then.
Good.
All right.
It's like Rainy will repeat the conversation that was had regarding to give some context for those items. I don't know if Sam watched the VOD, but
I got a rundown from Fisher.
Okay.
okay, then consider Rainy's.
Fisher sent me a little text over the orb.
All right. So, Remy catches you up a little bit with this as you're walking toward the outside, where you see Tourane going about his business a little slower. He seems to have gone back to his usual, very patient, contemplative self. But you saw him in combat. You know now that he's able to move actually as fast as any of you. He just doesn't seem to like doing this outside of combat.
I'll be like, I guess I'll walk up to him. Just be like, first off, we appreciate your help in the fight, and how are you doing?
Oh, it is good to see you up again. I was a little worried when they dragged you out.
Yeah, I was not doing well.
Fortunately, I could sense that you were still alive. So, you have done a great deed for your god, I hear.
Yes, I was able to, through some help through my god, defeat the champion of the undead god. And I'm sure, because my god supported me in the fight, I'm sure he gained some power from that, so he's probably happy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have heard on many occasions that making gods happy is important. You see him turn around and starts twisting some large vines with a lot of brambles on them, twisting them in something that feels like a bit of a dense wall with an entrance. You see him just look to the side, and you see something ruffling in the leaves on the floor, and you just see him go with his foot. It's like vermin. You think you killed them, but you actually didn't. You just mangled their legs, and now they try to come back and bite your toes.
Speaking of that, the fight is over. I don't know if you have duties to attend to. So, if you wish to depart, I mean, it's up to you. If you're happy here, you can also hang out. I don't think Fisher's family minds. But,
Well, I did come here simply to make sure that Onak was being treated well, as he had been complaining a little bit about the circumstances in which you had summoned him for the last few times. And although it is very pleasing to see him take a little bit of time with nature spirits, I was fearing that he might be getting too attached to a few dryads. It is good to keep those things in balance.
Yeah.
Especially with dryads. They are not known to be the most faithful lovers.
Why do I feel like we're Orinak's job that he like has to come to, that he doesn't really like, and then he like gets vacation hours from Turane every now and then? It's
Because you're right.
Well, you know, dryads.
What did you say? There was a word missing in the middle. We heard and dryads.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely Orinak's co-workers, not his friends. He likes to keep some,
I will say for the record that at least Raimi has tried to be friendly with him. I can't speak for everyone else.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's how coworkers work, right? There's always the coworker that tries to be your friend, and then the other coworkers that don't really care, and then.
Well, that one coworker that really doesn't care, and the others that sorta care. Alright. Well then, yes, I can probably go back. Just be mindful when you are walking. Some of those pesky undeads are still trying to make their way out of the ground. Apparently, some of them resisted getting pummeled underground without pushing the ground out of the way.
Alright. No, not a danger to the complex, though, right? Like, nothing they can't handle.
Most
after
likely
we leave.
not, as long as they are a little careful about where they walk.
Okay.
I have finished putting up a natural barrier around the place. Unfortunately, the moon blossoms will not last, so this level of protection will fade. But the bramble wall will remain.
Okay. Well, I think they're gonna go get some more ballistas, so they'll probably rebuild their own defenses as well.
Ah, that is good, I imagine. Very well, then.
I am thinking this image of Turane is shaped like Maleficent. Just thinking
no, remember that Turane has a very triangular face, the point being at the lower end, and he has 7 eyes. So,
and I'll be like, I will tell him, also let Ornak know that his vacation days are up, because we're probably going to summon him for the next before we leave, where we can plant him well.
Ah, yes. And maybe this time, maybe you should consider taking a few shovel of earth from this place with you.
I think we were planning on doing that, so we actually had, better dirt to plant him in.
Yes. Now then, I bid you farewell, and we will most likely see each other again.
Yes.
He moves his hand toward, between you, audience, and Remy. It waits for one of you to extend his hand.
I will.
And he drops the acorn in your palm, and he turns around, and unlike Turane, who simply turns into dead wood, he vanishes completely. It feels like the ground itself opened up, and for a brief moment it feels like you saw stairs leading into sort of a cavern, but a very lush and beautiful cavern. and you just see him slowly walk inside.
Oh, as he walks away, I'll be like, "Don't forget to look for Jorg."
Yes. I will do my best.
Okay, we appreciate it.
And he turns around and keeps on moving. And as the moment that his body fits through the hole, you see the hole slowly closing itself behind him, and you get the feeling that he just went back into the realm that he originated from.
All right. After he's fully gone, I'll hand the acorn to Remy. Like, there you go. That's yours now. I just wanted to look like the guy that takes care of that.
But... secretly, like the back of my mind is just like, you're okay with touching the acorn when it comes from Turane, but then once he's gone, then it's Ornax. It's just like, I don't want to touch that anymore.
Yeah, that's yours there. I mean, you can hang on to that.
I don't know why. I just keep thinking about the French word for acorn, and yes, this is why Remy wants it and not audience.
I say we should probably head back. Let the others know I'm awake, and then probably go back to bed. Because it seems like with some of the things you've told me, we have a lot to figure out. Or at least to do.
Alright, so while the rest of the group goes back tries to go back to all of you, or find a place where they can sleep, what happened to Tobiashi and Fisher?
I mean, probably just hanging out with the fam.
I'd find somewhere to wash my foot, and then probably get some rest. It's been a long day. What time is it?
Probably, well, since you're getting so close to winter, yeah, I'd say probably somewhere in the area of 5-6 p.m. now. So only maybe a half an hour, at most an hour of light.
Okay.
Or whatever passes as light here.
I guess. Okay, so I'd go wash myself and everything, and then I'd come back and see if there's anything else that Fisher was talking about with his family, or if they need me for something later.
Well, many of them kept on talking to Terry and trying to learn more about him, and some of them were a bit curious. Occult was probably the most curious about him on a more physical level. Why everything about him? Why is he pitch black? Why does he look like a maggot and a mix between a maggot and a worm? Why does he use? How can he use magic? How can he see magic?
Yeah, I would just sit there and watch it. Keep a lookout for Malcolm. Make sure he's not attacking me.
Nah, I think you've understood now that Malcolm doesn't want to attack you. He wants to eat you.
Making sure he's not trying to eat me, I guess.
And or lick you.
And just hang out until it's time to go to bed.
You know, for him, you're just a good popsicle.
Partaking of some syrups. You have a rainbow sherbet syrup.
Did you say this out loud?
Yeah. I'll ask if they have a sorbet sugar syrup.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask about the rainbow one. Look at you, sugar.
Sugar?
Go to Candy Man.
What is a sugar syrup?
sorbet, or like it's like an
Sorbet.
ice cream, like frozen fruit in a
Ah.
puree.
Well, it's a bit out of season right now, but we can probably have some tomorrow if you want to.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. You see Citron taking a few fruits off the table and looking around. Malgam, can you go put this outside of the protective barrier of the dome? Just let it freeze overnight. Of course I can. You see him take a few fruit, and the last one he just looks at you, Tobiashi, and just go. He drags himself away. Because he's still mostly hogtied because of Remy. He doesn't seem to want to untie himself.
Oh my god, into it.
Hey, has anybody seen Remy?
I assume he's off with audience.
You think he's up?
I don't know.
I'm getting tired anyways. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's that way, right? Wait, where do I sleep again? Over there?
Hear the sound of a royal procession.
The
Yeah,
red
do they
carpet rolls
have,
out.
do they have beds?
Yeah, where did we sleep last time?
Yeah, for the three of you, there are beds. They hadn't been used in a long while, but there are beds. Probably a little bit stiff.
All right, I'll go back to my bed.
Purple mold is an interesting color.
No, you want brown mold. You wake up partially digested. Alright, so,
Just partially.
yeah.
That
You're missing
makes
a-
it better.
Well, you know.
Yeah, it just makes your skin soft.
You know, that way whenever someone licks you, it just peels the skin right off. Oh, wow. We suddenly became really gross. So, you go back to where you're all supposed to go for sleeping. You meet up with audience, Tobiashi, Remy, Fisher. Well, you know, you don't need exactly to sit down, but hey, it's you know, you're with family. A sentence you never thought you'd ever say.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
be on.
weird, but he's trying to, I guess, I don't know, savor it for as long as he can, because it's going to be a while.
You have this moment where you're thinking, I really should savor it. This is gonna be so weird, and it's gonna be a while before we see them again. And you see Malgam just pulling himself across the yard while licking a fruit. Yeah, even him.
Trying to savor it.
Am I the only other person in this campaign where we even can meet my family?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
I mean, Ramey's a question mark.
Well, technically Tobiashi also.
You could meet all my 1,000 family. Oh, and yeah, I don't know who my real family is, so you might be able to find them. I might have killed my dad earlier in the campaign. Who knows?
Sam, you broke the one rule of making a character. They have to be an orphan.
Yeah, what the heck? You
I'm
can't just have a
not-
happy family and not want to go adventuring.
I mean, we joke about that, but it really is just much easier to justify why somebody is just traveling around with no connections when all those connections are dead.
Yeah.
Well,
I went the other way of I'm on a mission for my god.
Mhm.
Right?
oh no, that works well. No, there are a few races. There are a few races where it works really well. Warforge, technically, you have a creator, but that's it. Dragonborn, well, if you go directly by the book, Dragonborn, they don't have traditional family unit. They're more raised by the clan. So yeah, sure, I'm going to further the renown of the clan. Yeah, of course, no one's gonna say no about this. They're gonna kick you out and say, "Don't come back until you're famous."
I mean, I guess you've kind of met. Well, you didn't meet my family. You met someone from my village, though.
Yeah.
Because you met the priestess. You met my childhood friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, in Japanese literature, childhood friend.
Yeah.
Well, so far you got a lot of friends that eventually you're gonna have to choose. You got two dragonborn friend. One wants to kill you, the other one wants to be your high priestess. But one day they may reverse. You can't be sure.
Who knows? Yeah, that is true. That is true, actually.
Like giving off air ray energy, if you know what I mean.
All right. So we're going to bed.
Apparently you're
Oh
already
yeah.
are.
What's up? Okay. Oh yeah. What's up, guys? By the way, I'm alive.
Oh yeah, that was my joke for the royal procession music, like
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm seeing your presence.
Just as Tobia, she's about to sleep. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, guys, for almost losing and having everyone die.
Almost losing. I think. I don't know. I think it looked like you lost, and then you got a little help.
I mean, wait, I'm asleep. Never mind.
I mean, lost is because technically, if I'm fighting for my god, and my god helped use my power to bring me back, and then I won, it was like, it was like rounds, right? He won round one, but then I run. You lose the battle to win the war, right? I lost the battle. I won the war.
I get knocked down, and then I up again. Keep me down.
Yeah. Whatever you need to tell yourself, audience. Good to see you up and about.
If I had lost, I would have died.
Yeah. Although his inside feels like he died and came back, the rest of his body feels okay.
It's a good thing I'm immune to disease, because otherwise I'd probably be turning undead from that shard of the sword that had been inside me. But no.
Yeah. And technically, thank God, Fisher is also immune to disease because he got bit a few times.
I actually didn't get hit one time.
Yeah. This was
and I killed a bunch of
Tobiashi's
things.
best fight so far.
And audience didn't see it because his back was turned.
I know, it's like when you do something great and everyone's just not looking, you're like, come
Sorry, I was
on.
dead. Wait, do it again.
Do it again.
Oh,
All right, summon
Alright.
the demon lord again. We'll fight him.
Well, I don't think he was a demon, but undead.
Demon, undead, same thing. They gotta die.
They do both take more damage to Divine Smite, so I agree they are kind of the same thing.
All right.
And you would just be very confused holding up a book, just like...
Okay.
Putting notes in it, annotations.
Alright. So we take our long rest.
Yes,
or
you can
finish
finally
sleeping.
take your long rest. Now,
Sleep.
Yeah, probably no. You don't have any healings left. You don't have. No, actually, you probably just wake up next morning, roughly in the same shape, because you can't. You don't have heals. You can roll if you want to
Yeah, I
keep
was
on
gonna say,
healing.
don't we have hit dice?
Oh wait, no, no, no,
though?
no, no, no. That's there.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask if
I was gonna use. Yeah, I should have full hit dice. So I don't know what.
Yeah.
if Fisher was gonna sleep.
Well,
See how many. How many do you know have normally? It's like 8.
You have
yeah,
your level.
Yeah, it's your level.
Oh, yeah. So 8. So let me see how much 4 does first, and then I'll see how much 8 does.
And currently, I think Tobiashi is the one that has the best medical skill.
Yeah,
So
we do.
if you want to roll for the group,
I'd have to bandage you up.
yeah. Or you just use bandages. In that case, you don't have to roll for proficiency.
That's true. Sure.
It's 20.
Bandaging yourselves up, putting a little bit of ointment where it hurts.
I did take Jorg's potion kit thingy.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Well, you only need to start learning to use this now.
I could use an herbalism kit. It can't be too far off, right, guys?
I believe that's what it. Is that what it is?
It's a potion making station. There are 3
Okay.
stations and mix inside. It's a herb. It's to make. You can make poisons. You can make potions, and you can make alchemy with this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had to use all my
proficient with
head.
the
I had
herbalism
to use
kit.
all my head dice, but I got back to full.
All right. So those of you who wants to use their hit dice,
I didn't lose any, so I'm just gonna sleep and get my stuff back.
Make a medicine check.
Oh yeah, medicine check.
Yeah. Can,
It's been a while since I've had to use.
well,
Toby, can you
Tobiashi,
give me?
it's only resources that he lost, so those he recovers with.
Oh,
Didn't get hit. It's the first time in
I get my spells back.
2
my mirror
years
image,
that Tobiashi
lightning
doesn't get
bolt,
injured in a fight.
thunderclap. The only time before
Toby,
I didn't get injured
Toby,
in a
can
fight
you
because I wasn't
bandage?
there.
Can you help bandage me up? Meaning, can you help
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me advantage? Because I rolled poorly. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. I start chewing on this
All right,
stuff.
there. That's better. That's a 15 on my medicine check. There we go. Okay.
I just chew on this herb that Jorg had in his kit, rub it on the thing, and then bandage him up.
Okay.
And this is why
Yeah, we're fine.
now you realize why he never does this, because that was this mild anesthetic. So now you have your tongue that looks like this when you try to talk to audience.
That's totally fine. I just go to bed.
I pass out.
All right.
Or I sleep, I guess, the next 3 more hours. But no.
Well,
Oh, I also have to move stuff from my inventory.
yeah, but you recovered from surgery, so you get your
Yes.
8 hours of sleep, and in the morning you feel a little bit sore. Fisher, Tobiashi's question was valid. Do you want to try and sleep, or do you want to just stay there vigilant, trying to take in as much as you can about this
And
environment and your brothers and sisters just doing their business?
Well, they also need to sentry rest, supposedly.
Yeah,
So,
but they don't necessarily all do it at once.
Actually, they have external batteries.
There's a good chance that Spy is the one that keeps vigil during the night.
I'll probably. I think I'll try and sleep.
All right.
This is probably another one of those safest place gonna be for a while.
For a while, yes. All right, so as always, saving throw if you want to dream, and I believe it's a roll if you want to have access to that little inner places of yours.
I think I'm gonna try and dream,
Dream, all
because anything more about that light being before we actually get there could probably be helpful. That's not terrible.
Okay.
12.
12. I'm gonna go with so 12 is not enough to get something new and original, but it's better than you usually do. You manage to relax a little bit, but disappointingly, you had a dream or very close to a dream that you've already had. So it's more like, all right, this message is very similar. It's again the message where you see someone chaining two people and then using a knife to carve them up to feed the population. Slowly just carving up one piece of meat from them and then turning around and giving it to the population without letting them see that they're actually eating a being.
Mm-hmm.
But from your perspective, you see the beings suffer and you see the people rejoice. And the person in the middle knowing exactly what he's doing, but purposefully keeping this quiet.
There's two of them?
One of them seems to... Well, it's not the first time you have this dream.
Yeah, I was
The first...
remembering there were only being one.
One of them
So
one of them is still alive. The other one doesn't seem alive.
Okay.
It seems he was consumed to death.
They're not. But in this dream, I'm trying to find my notes in the other dream.
You keep a dream journal? I've been trying to convince someone I know to do this, but she just doesn't want to.
Yeah, I keep a fictional dream journal because those mean something narratively in the story. I never keep a real dream journal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You keep a diary instead. That's where you put all your thoughts.
Yeah, well,
Dreams.
I've tried.
I trained myself to remember dreams when I was younger because I realized that the more I dreamed during a night, the longer it took before I had to go back to school the next morning.
I only keep a journal of the sexual dreams. Nothing else.
Like, this is for read later when alone.
And publish them online under a separate pen name.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Open 5 other accounts to make sure that there's at least 5 likes on each.
So now we all know that there is Sam here playing Dungeons and Dragons, and somewhere else there's someone named something that we will not say who's been writing porn for the past 5 years.
5? Like,
Well, good
12.
porn.
How about a max of 8? Then you don't get into weird age. I guess if you're writing it, it's different. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, he was writing it, and when he got to a good age, he just published it. Changed the names.
Where is it? I swear to God, every time I try and find something in my notes, it's not there. And then
To be
it
fair,
is there when I'm looking for
You
something
could
else.
almost say 9, because I'm turning 26 in like 2 weeks. A week. Week and a half.
Yeah. 8. 6.
What?
And then
6?
2.
2. Oh. Yeah. That's...
There's the Sam I know.
Hey, I'm only helping kids do math now for my job.
Oh, that's good.
It's not.
That's good that you're not helping them right. I
No,
don't, I don't want to have this on my conscience.
You know what? What a coincidence.
No,
Noah.
I'm also helping them write.
Although I'm also helping them with their read.
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot find it.
All right.
I know it's in there somewhere, but I cannot find it. But I feel like the first time I had this dream, it was a single person, and they were like regenerating, like healing as they were being
Yes.
carved.
No, that
Is that right?
element of the dream is still there. This is why they
Okay.
haven't the one that's still alive hasn't died, and that's probably why the other one is dead, because the regeneration was not there for them. So you do
Okay.
see a difference between the two.
Okay.
But that's all you dream about tonight, and the rest of the night is your frustration of trying to remember what was the dream the first time. First time you got it. What was it? Damn it!
Uh-huh.
Terranad, why can't you help me? Oh, I'm helping you while you're dreaming, and you
No,
realize
he's just like, oh, I thought you were smarter now. My bad. Everything's organized differently in my head now. That's why I'm having trouble.
yeah. Before everything was organized by color, now it's alphabetical.
Yeah. It is easier to find stuff, but it's not where I was looking before, so it's throwing me off.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so you wake up in the morning, refreshed. It feels kind of nice to be surrounded by living vegetation, by this place that, although there is a cool breeze, feels like a nice place to be, a nice place to live in. Well, one of you might have a different opinion, because Remy, you feel everything's a bit more chilly. And then when everyone looks toward you, you see everyone just go, you went to sleep at only 50% hit point.
Yep.
Meaning now when you wake up, 50% of your feathers are gone. They're just there on your bed.
Remy, are you like molting?
As far as you know, it's not your season.
Amy shakes his head and very begrudgingly pulls out his salve and begins applying.
Well,
Okay, I'm not gonna ask.
It's a little bottle that he was given by a gnome before you all left. The gnome just said, "I'm so sorry. I think you're gonna need this."
I'm just gonna turn to Toby, and this is why you wear a condom, kids.
looks at the
No.
camera.
What?
Oh, what?
What?
What is that?
You mean those wooden things that people use so that they don't impregnate people?
Wooden.
Oh yes, there was a wooden version in history.
Ah.
Right? Yeah, no, Ramey's just going to look up at audience and just minor illusion an image of a particular gnome.
Oh, did the gnome do something to you? I'll have to have a word with him. I can't have gnomes doing stuff to my commander. We're gonna have harsh words with him when I get back.
Well, you have a whole lot of feathers.
He's gonna lose privilege to Gnome Tube.
The gnome tube.
Well, you have a whole lot of feathers now. Fisher, you can cast Featherfall for as long as you live.
Unfortunately, Ramey can't use his own feathers for his collection.
Well, you can, but it might have a weird result.
Remy, do you know if Kenku feathers are worth anything?
Like, Raimi's face kind of pales.
Never mind.
Well, Fisher from inside of you, you hear Taranad go, "Oh, that's an interesting question. There are only 2 of them as far as we know in here. They might be worth something."
Maybe starts desperately like scooping them up and like putting it in behind.
He was like, that just sounds like one of those like super sketchy like salesman ideas that nobody would actually buy.
Hey, they bought the Beat Brothers. They might buy this.
Oh yeah, while you were asleep, we did advertise the Beat Brothers to they have some good beet syrup here. It was actually really good.
Okay.
You might have to ask them how they made it.
Is Fisher's family in on the Beat Brothers?
Yeah, I gave them our card.
Okay, that's good.
So with this, Tender comes. You have a moment where you see Tender and you sort of remember, oh yeah, she's the one that pulled my stomach out and put it back in and then slapped me with a brick to wake me up.
I'm not necessarily high on her doctor skills, but I'm not going to tell her that.
She enters. She's very tall, very slim. Feels like someone just built her on a skeleton frame and forgot to add the rest. Well, I see you're all up. We prepared a few things for you to eat. We have a busy day. But for you, in the meanwhile, if there's anything you'd like to do, investigate things, just look around. Not all of us are going to be busy. I'm sure at least one of us can entertain you or answer a few questions if you have some. As for myself and Occult, we will be the most busy preparing for your departure for tomorrow. So, with this, have a pleasant day, and I will go back to my things. Mr. Remy, are you alright? It feels like you're missing a few things. Or maybe it's something normal that happens. I'm not sure. I've never seen this behavior before.
It's almost mating season.
Right. I didn't know they could mate with other species.
You slowly pull out a very familiar looking knife.
Wait. Okay, I was joking.
Okay. Well. Interesting. And she turns around and goes back to her things.
Well, I'm stretching him like, so what was their plan? We're waiting till tonight or until tomorrow? Or waiting for your brother to get back or something?
Well, they have to prepare a scroll to because you had a plan to try and dampen the crystal, the shard at the bottom of the pyramid for not exactly sure what purpose, but there are a few options. But oh yeah, it was
make it faster to leave.
Make it easier for the garden to lock on you.
Yeah.
Then there is the salt ward.
We need that
scroll for you, Fisher. The salt ward scroll is Tender, and the spell is Occult, and Occult will also be preparing what he can for shards, dust, the shard that you're supposed to take with you, and maybe try a few times to reach out and see if Jorg's still alive in one of those shards.
Yeah. Did we also get the stuff in case we want to go? We decide we want to go north.
Yes, someone will be giving you a module that you can add to your train which will essentially create a mechanical version of Pass Without a Trace. So it will make it harder for the ballistas to target you. But it's not a guarantee. There's still risk, but much less risk.
Okay. Yes.
I do want to meet the. We haven't gotten to meet actually face to face. We heard about him, but I do want to meet that Dragonborn.
I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
But-
Are you sure about that?
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting. I've never seen like a lot of them, and to hear that there's a kind that if it's not taken care of, it turns feral.
It's all Dragonborn.
I'm hearing
All
that you
Dragonborns
want
are
to
like this.
I'm hearing that you want to like use this guy as almost like a zoo exhibit, Toby, and I'm not sure.
Whoa,
appreciate
I'm just
that.
trying to learn more about your culture, okay? This is nothing about...
Okay, but
I'm not going to
it's
go up
not
there and pet him and feed him out of my hand.
Actually, I'd love to see that. You should try.
No, okay, nice. I'm not that dumb. I'm not that dumb.
Watch though, like this will just be a situation where Tobiyashi is like, Chris Pratt from Jurassic World, just like holding his hand out and just suddenly calming the beast.
And then you remember it's Dungeons and Dragons, and our dungeon master is a bit meaner than this, so he just opens his mouth and takes one of your arm off.
My arm! Time for the robot arm. I want it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Toby, you already taste good. I don't think you need to be walking up to the.
So you don't want to see them either?
No, I mean, I'll go see him. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot we can do for him. But I'll go see him. I also need to get dirt. Or one of us just needs to get a couple shovelfuls of dirt at some point.
Huh?
That's easy.
Himself.
Remy could probably grab some dirt, though. He is the acorn.
He is
The
dirt
acorn
expert.
holder.
I mean, he is the...
The dirt spurt.
I'll grab some dirt.
Okay. And then I was gonna maybe go.
No offense to Remy. Dirt is heavy.
Okay. Fair. I was gonna also go and see about maybe if I could get some different dusts and shards for my my thing. But
Occult did say that he was going to try and give you a few different samples.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, he's going to be giving
What
us
do
a few
you
different
need
things.
for?
what do I need them for?
Making
Yeah.
his crystal.
Making my world.
Oh, right. Yeah, your little Minecraft thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I needed to play Minecraft.
He's got to get some earth blocks and...
all right. So, you each go about your business. Fisher, you go dig up dirt for Remy and not on Remy. Remy, I guess you'd probably go with audience wherever he's going. It's always safe to assume that, unless you want.
Are going to visit that Dragonborn, I guess that would be something to see, especially if Tobiyashi's going to try something.
Okay. Well, the last question is audience. Are you going to supervise Tobiyashi as he's trying to feed
I
the
would
pet?
I would definitely go to supervise Toby.
All right.
Lay
So,
on hand.
Also, because I have some of my own interests, and also like I want to see. But yeah, I mean, I know there's nothing I can really do,
not in a
but I
day.
still want to see how he'll react to another one of his species.
All right. So, you ask a few questions to see which of these building is the one where he's in. And it's really not hard. Citron is probably the one that helps you the most. And audience, from your perspective, you're looking. You know that Fisher would never think about this, but you're looking at Citron. You know that she's been designed to be a cistern, and you want to say that she's a good 45 gallons. The lower portion.
Okay.
She is a
Audience is
cat.
not interested in,
No.
in Fisher's robot sister, but
No. I'm not saying that you're
Okay.
interested in her like this. I'm saying that you're interested in her to tease Fisher like this.
oh yeah. She seems nice. I don't want to be
Okay.
too
Okay.
mean.
That's all right.
He just found his family. I don't need to make fun of his family more than I already have.
You get a feeling that she could probably fill a good bath to her by herself. A bath for you, audience, not Remy. But there's a difference in size there. So she takes you to him, and she does warn you just before. Well, I would imagine that I don't necessarily need to warn you about this, Mr. Audience. But be very careful. There is a illusory barrier, which means that so long as you don't traverse it, he can't see you. And there's about 5 feet that's safe on his side of the barrier. It's safe because the belt he has will prevent him from going further than this. He has a good distance, it's a good 40 feet in every direction, but he has a tendency to sprint toward things he wants to have. So be mindful of that if you go past the initial 5 feet of the illusory barrier.
Yeah. It's okay. I kind of understand how feral Dragonborn work. Even if it came to worst case scenario, I know how to show being an alpha, basically, which would pop when I think I can take him. So yeah. Not that I want to hurt him, but
Right.
yes.
Well, make sure that they don't lose a limb, please. And she points at Remy and Tobiyashi. Well,
And merchandise.
if you need help, scream. And she turns around and goes back to her gardening. So it's a large dome-shaped area. When you enter, there's probably 15 feet before you see this little magical push that's keeping this very thin line that makes a full circle around this place, free of dirt and everything. So, and on the other side, you can see from your side that it looks like a grassy field. Very lush green. You see a few trees in there. One of them actually is probably real and is there to give out fruit in a way that feels like he is just taking them from the tree. And you see a little cage not far from where you are, where you recognize a few patches of left behind fur patch. You're assuming that they're giving him animals that they can find, rodents, things like this, because they don't have the normal animals that you'd find on a farm. Right now, he is... Well, not sitting. He's sort of in a frog-like position at the center. Not sitting, but nearly sitting down. And he's just looking all around him. It's as if he's waiting for something. You see him just go. There's a new smell. I can smell something new.
How big is he?
He's nearly as big as Audience. Audience, from your perspective, it's easier to judge. He's probably just 2 or 3 years younger than you.
Okay. I'm a pretty big dragonborn, so if he's just a little
is-
smaller than me, he's also a big dragonborn.
Yeah.
So
He's very imposing. You get the feeling that he has the natural tendency toward barbarism. And
The only thing he has to do all day is work out.
yeah.
he's a Barbara. Anyways,
No, he.
Um,
no,
All right, Toby.
that was my
here's
way
your
of saying that
chance.
he's a barbarian.
Yeah.
well, I wanted to ask some questions first. How does one like yourself turn into one of these or become one of these? Is it from not being like nurtured as a kid, or
It's not being part of like a dragonborn clan and just having that structure and then being taught the ways basically of how to be part of that clan and channel your like energy into protecting or being part of that clan, and kind of it makes you go more feral because dragonborn have this like natural energy where they kind of go feral if it's not channeled in a correct direction.
Mm.
You've probably seen this phenomenon with kids who have had very early on childhood trauma with being abandoned or things like this. This unstable energy that is inside that eventually grows into uneasiness and then turns into aggressivity. And then eventually into just anger at everything around them. Usually with humans, someone will be able to just curve this out because it's entirely psychological. But from what you're understanding, what the audience is telling you is that for Dragonborn, it's biological.
Shit. And there's no way that you could help him any kind of way?
I mean, if I had a long time, if we were here for like months and months, maybe like, or even maybe like a full year, and not even me, but like I could get like multiple Dragonborn to kind of teach him different things, maybe. But
Well,
definitely not in a day.
yeah. Maybe when we come back to this island, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I'd necessarily be the best one to help him. I mean, I'm a very
Yeah.
like, he would need in some ways more of like, he'd need a strong male figure, I guess, but he'd also need like someone more nurturing as well,
Yeah.
more able to.
That sucks. I hate not being able to help people like that. It reminds me of
Yeah.
when we had to leave that Warforge back when
Arcane construct.
Arcane Construct when we were helping out that village from that attack.
Yeah, it's kind of it is kind of similar actually. He's like almost, he's almost there, but not quite. Like he needs some work. But
Yeah. Well, I guess they said we could get close to it, right? Like to where it could see us, or will it
I
spring
mean,
at us?
yeah, well, that's it's technically yes. We could get to where he could see us. There's a chance he'd sprint at us. I don't exactly know. It's like not completely predictable how he'd respond.
As audience is saying this, you hear him say, "Why is there a new smell? I know there's a new smell. What's there?"
All right. I mean, I will walk closer.
Toby walks closer. Oh well, then audience will follow because he doesn't want Toby to die.
He said there's about 10 feet. So like, all right. So is the orb?
Are you walking to
more
where
than
he can
40?
see you?
Yeah, I'm walking to where he could see me.
Okay.
Safer knowing that there are two bodies in between.
Audience is gonna walk with him because yeah, again, he feels like he can somewhat handle the situation if it goes south, which he doesn't know if Toby can.
So you enter this barrier, and the moment you step in, his gaze locks on you. Who's there? I don't know
What's
this.
his name? What's his game again?
They call him Raw. R-A-W. Which you can probably suspect comes from the fact that eventually he's gonna go.
Yeah. I guess I'll say as we enter, because Toby's not saying anything, I'll be like, calm yourself, Raw. We are not your enemy.
Just visitors.
Visiting what?
This place where you're at.
Why? Where are people visiting here? Who are you? Where did you come from?
We're friends of, I'll name names, because naming names is good. We're friends of, Sister Chief,
Spy. Malcolm.
Spy, Malcolm,
Malcolm.
the other.
Yeah, Malcolm. We're friends with him.
He stole my fruit. Where is he? It was mine. I took it from the tree. Where is it? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it now.
Fruit.
We don't have it,
Fruit?
Raw.
We do not have any fruit, no.
Audience, make persuasion. He's pumping up.
He's pumping up.
I'm kind of looking at Toby like, Toby, you're not.
Well, I wanted to see how he'd react first.
That's
but
a
then...
20. That's a 27.
Okay. So what do you say?
Toby.
How do you say this?
So-
Just like I just kind of give him a look, like Toby, you're like kind of give him a look, like you're
sorry.
upsetting him.
So
We'll bring you your fruit.
So you're, and he points at you, audience. So you're his leader, his master.
I am his leader. Yes, we'll go with that. That's the easy way.
I'll bow. Just to see if it helps. I don't even know if he knows what bowing is.
He takes one step forward, and you do this.
He
but
knows submissive. He knows
I did it.
submissive.
I did it to audience, not to not to him.
Okay.
He knows submissive.
He knows submissive.
He sees one.
He knows submissive gestures, aggressive and submissive gestures.
So, did you have my fruit?
No,
Oh.
as I said, Rob, we don't have your fruit right now. Malcolm still has your fruit.
We could bring you more fruit.
Yes.
Would you like me to bring you some fruit when I leave?
Yes. Yes, more fruit.
All right,
The
I will
red
bring
ones.
you.
The red ones with the yellow dots.
We'll bring you some. I will bring you some fruit.
All right, that seems about it, audience.
I smell something else.
What?
Did you bring?
I think it's a.
Did you bring poultry?
Oh no! I start to back up while pushing Remy back.
No, I won't back up. I'll stay. I'll be like, no, we brought another friend. It's Remy, not food. Friend.
Not food. Roll a persuasion roll for this.
Alright.
I get ready
That's
to
a
push Remy out of
13.
the thing.
Kenku, our is not food.
Not food. Not food. But I'm hungry. But not
As
food.
I said, Ra, I'll
Not
get you
food.
I'll get you some fruit.
We'll be back.
It's, you see him claw at his shoulder. It looks like a fresh wound. Probably something he got during the last fight.
Yeah.
It
Did you get?
seems to have
I'll look.
It seems to have healed partially, but he just keeps picking at it, and so it seems like it's getting worse instead of fully healing.
I'll look at him. I'll be like, "Don't claw your wounds. They will not mend if you claw them. You should know this."
It does smell like blood.
I mean, you are bleeding.
You also smell a little bit like blood.
I was also wounded in the last battle.
The last fight, there were a lot of them. They just kept coming. I tore them apart. I buried their intestines somewhere else. I forgot where.
That was good. You protected the clan. You protected your home. That was good.
The clan.
Those that care for you, those that are with you, those that protect you. You protected them. That was good. That is a good use of your violence, your rage, your anger.
Are there more? I feel I want more.
There are no more right now.
But I want more.
You don't want to seek violence. You protect that which comes to you.
I want to protect more then.
Oh, I mean...
You protect your territory. You protect what is yours.
Make a persuasion roll for this.
Okay. 23.
23. Protect what's mine. What's mine? My place. My place! You're in my place! But then he looks at you, audience, goes... Yes.
Yes.
But you fought. You fought for my place. You fought for my place. You fought for my place. And he takes back his crouching position and just fought for my place. Fought for mine. For mine. For my place. For my place.
That is good, Raw. I will bring you some fruit later. We're gonna leave for now.
His concentration seems to go distant, and he seems to lose himself in thoughts. And just hear him mumble and starts...
Alright, I'll kind of nod at Toby, like, let's go.
Let's go. Well, that went better than I thought. I do think he should get treated for his wound because, attacked by a zombie.
Not easy to treat. I don't think he didn't seem infected. It smelled blood. I mean, I told him not to scratch it. Hopefully he'll listen. It shouldn't be that bad, but it will take longer to heal if he keeps scratching at it.
As we're walking away and talking, I guess, I'll be like, well, I guess I could see why it'd take more than a year to help him get back. He does seem a little bit gone.
He's actually not nearly as bad as I thought he would be. It's unfortunate. I feel that with a few good months and constant teaching, the way he responded to some of the things I said, he's not as gone as I thought. There's still hope for him. He's not completely gone yet. He's filled with a lot of anger and he doesn't know exactly where to channel it, but with direction, I don't know if I could ever get him 100%, but with direction, I feel like he could definitely become a useful member of either this place or some other place if he had set boundaries of what he wanted to like use his anger against and what he wanted to protect. He started to understand the concept of I fought for this place, and so I wasn't an enemy. If that could be ingrained into him through teachings of like what his enemies were and what his friends and what his place was and what he wanted to protect, I think that with time I could help him. But unfortunately, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be around to do that.
Well, I mean, maybe you won't be around, but you probably know some Dragonborns that you could send if we make connection with this place and we're able to come back.
Well,
and
yes, if we can come back, I think that is something. I would
send
think
some people
about.
to help. Yeah.
So at the very least audience, you got confirmation that they do care for him here, and they do try to manage this. They just have no clue how.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Where do we go next now?
I don't know. I have to bring him some fruit later, but I'm gonna wait at least like an hour or so. Let him ponder, let him think. I will bring him some fruit a little bit later, but because I
Yeah.
said I would, and it's important to follow through on what you said and build that trust. But I'm gonna wait a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of I don't have a ton to do.
No,
Seems
that's
like-
okay. I know there's not a lot to do. This is why I said, if there are things you want to do, tell me. Otherwise, this day is going to unfold
I think
rather fast.
I think I would bring him some fruit later, and that's about all I would do.
If they're not doing anything and they just, they go for the fruit and they're just doing random things, I'd move away and, well, first, this could just be left for the end. We could let Fisher, what was Fisher doing?
Gathering dirt.
I don't think Fisher's doing much either.
Okay. I do want to go and ask, Chief, that's the main guy here, right?
Yeah.
I want to go up to him and ask him if he knows. Well, I'll walk up and be like, hey, I have a question. I know it's a little bit weird. Is there any history about dragons on this island?
Well, other than the legend of the dragon landing in the middle island and becoming part of the island, and not really.
Okay, so no other dragon stuff. Okay.
I mean, we
that's
have
pretty
plenty
much
of
it.
books about them. We just don't really ever see any of them.
Could I borrow some of those books? Well, we're still here.
Sure. We do have one of the building that is a bit of a knowledge repository for everything we have.
Okay. I'll just go there. Thank you. I'll bow. Much appreciated. I'd start heading over there and just reading general information about dragons.
All right. Well, first make an investigation roll, because the first thing you realize when you enter there is they do their best to gather information where they can, but it's a mishmash of a lot of things. For them, everything is different, new, special, so they don't seem to have a focus. It's going to be, there's one book here about dragons. This one here, that's a fairy tale. No, this is one.
All right. Any good information is good information, I guess. Investigation. 14. 14, right? Yeah, 14.
So, it takes a little bit of time trying to figure out where everything is and going through those books. You're going to be there for a good part of the day. So you have what you're supposed to do today with this.
Okay. That's pretty much all I do for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with 14, with the type of library that this is, you don't get a lot of specialized information.
Just general.
You get the general information about the 3 types of dragons. There are metallic dragon, chromatic dragon, and gem dragon. Each one is usually associated with a specific alignment. Metallic are usually good. There are rare exceptions. They're very rare. But metallic is usually good, chromatic is usually bad, and gems are usually neutral. Gem dragon are a bit more rare in this world, but they do exist. They're there. And the books do mention that there are a few unique dragons, unique dragon types, which don't fit in anywhere. The only image that you get from this is the dragon that you saw when you were in the past. That the dragonborn captain of the guard was talking to when you arrived, that he just sent it away to get some help. You recognize the shape of this dragon, the colors, mostly white with golden or yellow wingtips, and a little bit of blue on their dragon, on their belly, on their paw. Sorry. If Remy was there, he'd be able to tell you that he saw that version 1,500 years later. And he would be able to tell you, yeah, I know that one. But for you, it's the only reference that you have, this dragon. And honestly, you also saw one member of the garden transform into one of those dragons for a brief moment. The dragonborn that looks a little bit somewhere between monk and sorcerer. You're not exactly sure. There was something that felt a bit monk-ish about his robes, but he definitely was a sorcerer in his abilities. So it's a bit of a weird element, but you know that he can transform into creature, and that was a reward for helping a dragon like this. There are a few other dragons, just as there are dragon of light, there are dragon of darkness. So you learn that there is an equivalent to that white dragon, but for evil, for darkness. You have a brief glance at other types of dragon, like shadow dragon. That one you saw from really up close. It was in the arena for the for your Equinox event. Mm-hmm. There's another one that you see that you sort of have this moment of, thank God that wasn't part of the army that attacked, because you see the picture of a Dracolich. So a Lich Dragon. But that's generally things that you see, that you get. You get the different colors. So gold, silver, copper, bronze, and brass for the metallic dragon. Black, white, blue, red, and green for the evil dragon. And the gem dragon, this one has been a while for gem dragon. Amethyst, topaz, crystal, sapphire. Oh, that's 5. Sorry. Those are the 5.
Okay. All right, that's just what I do for the rest of the time I'm there. I'll start writing it down too.
All right. So it's very general, it's very superficial, but that's what you learn.
Okay.
There's no information about specific dragons in history, or which one became popular or known for everyone for participating in wars or things like this. All right, so anything else?
Nope, that's what I do with the rest of my time.
Remy, after having been considered by a Dragonborn as a meal?
Okay, well, staying out of that area for a bit. Honestly, I think since he doesn't really have like anything specific he would need to do, I think he would just wander around the garden for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been one of the nicer looking places they've been traveling
Absolutely.
since.
And even you can probably can't help but to think that Sachet would love this place. So alive. You know, she's been trying to do the same thing in the library where she was with all of her tools and trying to maintain this garden in the backyard. But this here, whoa, she'd have so much to do. But she's a bit of a bookworm, so maybe she'd get bored eventually. Sorry?
Like, this tree would make a nice book.
And what about Fisher? I'm sure that it doesn't take 5 hours to gather dirt.
No. No. He would probably try and help out, or at least watch and learn from a cult making the Dispel Scroll.
Okay. All right. So after...
That's not something of any level he can learn, but it would be, interesting, and eventually.
All right. So going in there, you watch him work for a while. You watch him create the scroll. Takes him half a day to create that scroll, and you see him put inside a dispel magic that has a 4th level, so a little higher than the minimum, but still you can't be sure it's going to be enough, especially if it's a very large shard creating this.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it might make some difference. When you need them, 5 minutes is 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a while. You see him prepare the scroll, make the scroll, take every component that he needs, cast this inside of the scroll at as high of a level as he can generate, and after this, just go. Well, I hope that was educational. Now, for those crystal pieces, could you hand me that tool over there that looks like a scissor with a knife at the end of it?
Sure.
And he grabs it and he starts very gently working on many of the crystals. Did you stay there all the while he's preparing the crystals, or did you leave after a moment once you saw what he was doing?
I would. I might as well hang out. These things are also important.
All right. So, with this, I think we could take our break. And when we come back, the day is going to have rolled further. The night is going to be arriving. Everyone is going to be thinking about reuniting with yourselves. Well, there's a chance that you might all end where Fisher is, because this is the element which is taking the most time, so... Alright, so with this, we are going to go on the break. Hey, Valunvi didn't leave any message. Well, if she's listening, you're gonna get your ducks while we go on breaks.
Ducks.
If she's not listening, well, you're gonna have missed ducks while we go on break. Alright, see you in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello, we're back. Everyone survived. Isn't it amazing? Alright. Stop this. Because, you know, ducks are fun, but since there aren't any ducks where you are, it's sort of weird to have it play. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this relaxing moment with the ducks. Now it's time to go back to whatever all of this is. So, the day was drawing to an end, and you were slowly starting to find where each of you are. You are making your way to where Fisher is, because this is the last task, and been told that it's going to take quite a while to finish all of this, so just before the last meal, you get there, you see Fisher, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna send you something, Fisher, privately, and it's really up to you how you react to
Okay.
this when you see everyone arriving. Oops. Yeah. Because you're probably gonna be the one that they see first as you're entering, and Occult doesn't know who that is, but you do, and it's stuck in a jar right now.
He's stuck in a jar.
Yeah. Occult was
How?
trying to fish out something from the shard, hoping that he might get Jorg, using magic to reach in, and then he got something, and he pulled it out!
How big of a jar?
Well, he was hoping that was Jorg, so it was humanoid size.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I was stretching a tiny. I was like, what the fuck? Oh. What,
When everyone arrives,
how's it going?
they probably see you looking like this. Why am I here again? What happened? I was enjoying a bath.
Yes, sorry, your boss said you were getting a little lazy, so we were actually gonna plant you. How did you get here?
I don't know. I felt a great
Colt?
force reaching in and then pulling me out.
Was Jorg in the bath with you by any chance?
Yeah, did you see Jorg while you were over there?
No, there's a problem with Jorg?
Yeah, we think he got sucked into that shard.
Oh. Well. I hope not. Because he may be blind right now.
Why would he, what?
Because he's with, probably because he was with wood nymphs or dryads.
Well,
Why would that-
dryads wouldn't be all that bad. He would just be
Mm.
charmed. Maybe for the remainder of his life. Usually it's contract, more like 10 years. You become an amorous slave for 10 years, and then suddenly, when your look starts fading a little bit, they let you out.
Some
Nymph.
call it slavery, some call it paradise. Anyway,
Nymph
but
are a
yes.
different thing, you know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so you must have gotten fished out of that shard? Do you still have the acorn, Remy?
Maybe looks around.
Yes, you still have the acorn. So
Can you plant the acorn for me real quick, Remy? I want to see something.
Alright. I guess Raimi.
We sure we want to do that?
Yeah, we do.
I guess Raimi is going to walk over to what I guess appear to be like an appropriate piece of earth. Going to pull out the watering can. Like I say, bulk, and then like water the area, and then plant the acorn and see what happens.
No, Ren, no, please. Oh no, that's gonna be so annoying.
Are we gonna get a second of you?
No.
Are you sure?
Oh yes. But you are giving me a headache. It's like someone ringing a bell inside of your skull. And it just won't stop.
Hey,
Letting me know that I have to come. But I'm already here.
you should come.
Wait a minute.
Quickly digs the acorn back out because.
Wait, no, Remy, wait the full minute. I want to see if he reappears at the dirt spot.
Oh, jeez. Please kill me. He looked.
Audience, wasn't he just saying treat him better?
No, he was saying he was lazy and having too much vacation time.
But he also said he was worried about because he was complaining.
Yeah, everyone complains about their job. This is your job, right, Orinak?
What'd you say? It's starting to ring really hard. I said, please kill me. He looks at you, Remy. I'm not kidding. I need to go back to answer this.
Raimi looks very conflicted, but I guess since he's been given permission, it's
If you won't do it, I'll do it, audience.
he just like says, "I'm sorry," and stabs him.
Repeatedly.
Actually, what you see is Remy stab him as Audience's sword cleaves through his head, because Audience was definitely taking the opportunity to take a swing at Orinak. You might already
Why
be
are
dead
we
by the
killing
time
him?
so he can be resummoned.
He's trying to be summoned when he's already here,
Yeah.
and it's causing him pain. So in order to stop that, he needs to be able to answer it. So he needs to go back first.
This is happening as soon as Toby's walking in. I'm like, I'm just gonna go back. Walks back out the door.
Alright.
The moment that you see him wither away and disappear, suddenly the acorn starts taking and starts evolving and growing back into... Well, I really want to roll this one right now, just in case.
We get turned, eh? It's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
No, it's Sorunak who evolves from this again. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you are, but I'm pretty sure he's not.
No, actually, here's the thing, Ornak. You were summoned through weird magic means. I had no idea if in desummoning it would be weird. This is the safest option to keep things consistent. It was for your own benefit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll roll perception.
Let's see how wide of a smile you have while you're saying this.
Oh, that's a 4.
You say this, but you're probably holding back a hysterical laughter.
I may still actually have my sword stuck in his wood that he was in a second ago.
Ah, yes, nothing like the sound of wood against sword.
Yeah. Don't worry, now everything's consistent, so we know that things are good.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. That's great.
Anyway, how was your vacation?
Well, I was having a pretty good time with a very beautiful tree spirit. Very long golden hair,
Sounds
fair
nice. What was her...
skin.
That sounds nice. What was her name?
I think you'll go deaf if I try to say it. I can
Well-
try if you want.
Here's the thing. Well, you were having a good time. I was dying! So clock in!
That's funny. I sort of remember all of you talking about Turan A talking to you. And I'm pretty sure that he went there between last time you called me and now. So, you were dying in spite of having him around. I think you deserved it.
We are fighting, like, literally 10,000 undead.
I'm confused, audience. Would you rather have had him?
Just saying, like, man
see-
was getting like massages from nymphs. I was getting my gut stabbed. I don't think he gets to be complaining right now.
And they're there from no fault of your own?
Ow.
No, I mean I was
I don't
protecting.
know. I think he's got you there, audience.
There was no fault of my own. It was hunting me
Why?
because I'm religious.
Yes, so it was no fault of your own that you've been hunted because you have a religion.
Listen, we're all here now.
Yes,
we're all ready
we're
for
all
the
here.
next mission.
I think maybe trying to be a little nice, like Rami, just like since he still has the watering can, just kind of like goes toward Ornuk's roots and just like poke, just like water a bit.
Why do you keep saying this? You have occult that looked. Occult watched all of this. This is incredibly fascinating. I'm guessing you also know this one.
Yes. This is Oranak.
You
the
actually
one we
know a
assumed.
child of Astrasil. No, that's
Gesundheit.
I don't know who
fascinating.
I don't know who Astrasil is.
Rami tilts his head.
Remy, this the dungeon master saying I warned you about this. Wink, wink.
Yep, that's why I'm just like I'm just
Oranak,
making
have
sure
you
it's
been
making it very
withholding? Have
clear.
you been withholding like secrets from us?
What?
Are you like the child of someone important?
Well, depends on what you call important.
I don't know. Is Astrasil important?
Well, he's I guess in your way of looking at things, Astrasil might be similar to saying the grandchild of a god.
Ah, nice. She like a powerful elemental, or she? I don't know. who
Well,
we
with
are talking
trees,
about.
it's a bit more difficult because they have both sex. So,
Okay.
it's a primordial, rooted in
Okay.
earth and life. And that's my grandfather.
Oh, nice. So that's cool.
So yeah, I guess you can say that I'm the grandchild of a god. It's not that impressive. I mean, you're the champion of a god. He's
That is true.
apparently, from what you're all saying, he's the child of a god, and he points toward you, Fisher.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's how that works.
Remy was like cursed by a god or something. So we all have something with a god.
Except Tobias.
Except Toby.
Well, he's
Alright,
I
human.
walk in. I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Oh, we're talking
Like,
about you
how
being
great you
human.
are.
Oh, like I'm the not normal one here.
I mean, it's just
By
like,
virtue of being
you know,
normal.
I mean, the camera pans to Ornak, pans to the Dragonborn, pans to Construct, pans to the Kenku, human.
Human.
Oh, sorry, tasty human.
Yeah, I put that. That is now in my features and traits.
So yes, I am.
Tasty.
My father is Estrasil, and that means that's the child of a god.
What about the other one?
Which one?
The one that just helped us? Fuck. I forgot his name.
Turane?
Yeah, what is he also a child?
Well,
Is he
He's
your
like
dad?
champion.
yes, he's a champion, so he's
So he's like
Although
audience
by-
for his god?
so yeah. He's
Wait, then why is he in charge of you if you're the kid? grandson.
Because he outranks me quite a lot. He's a champion. We don't have, well, we sort of, but we don't really have ranking by birth. I mean, there is some, because there is a potential of power that result from your birth, a potential that it's really hard to go around, but I mean, my potential is limited by yours every time I reincarnate here.
Is Turane's potential also limited by ours, or does he come
No,
in at full potential?
Because he's a champion, he can cross between the realms by himself.
Okay. If you were full potential, what would be your strength? Because I've seen Turane's strength. But you say he's stronger than you.
Well, he's sort of received the blessing of a primordial. Not the same as mine. There are several primordial.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so if we weren't limiting your strength, how strong would you be?
I don't know. How strong can Druid gets? I mean, I have the same spellcasting potential as them.
I don't know how strong druids can get. I haven't met too many druids.
Well,
Jorg
you've met
was-
one that is excessively powerful. So
Well, that's true. Sarn. I kind of have, like, I know some of the things Sarn can do.
I feel like audience doesn't understand what Sarn does, so he really doesn't know how powerful
Yeah,
he is.
like, they
He
seem,
does weird, like, fate stuff. I don't know how that works.
yeah, it's like, they seem okay. They seem like they can do some cool out-of-the-box thinking.
Well, to put it in perspective for audience, when they call on the strongest adventurers of the garden, they call Kor, Almiali, Temptress, the Dragonborn, which none of you guys ever bothered to ask his name, that can transform into creatures, and Sarn.
Yeah.
So
I
they-
know they can get very strong. I don't actually know what they do.
Oh, well, mine are more innate abilities. So if you want to compare me to what all of this would be, it would, I guess, sorcerers would be the closest thing you could use to compare me with my potential abilities. It's more innate powers, but also I'm able to use them as freely as they do.
Okay.
Body-wise, well, I'm a tree, so it's as hard as the tree can get.
Okay. That's cool. But so you're already at that potential, but we're limiting your potential.
I haven't finished growing, but you haven't grown to the point of where you exceed mine. So
Okay.
yes, when I'm back in my own realm, I am a little bit more than this.
Interesting. Anyway, if you run into your grandfather at some point, could you let him know that Jorg might be stuck in his realm, and you should keep an eye out for Jorg? I don't know if you're in contact with your grandfather, or if you run into some wood nymphs or dryads, could you let them know to maybe not enslave Jorg, and send him back? You know, maybe like, or at least make his enslavement on a like shorter term.
Right. I don't know. Is he attractive? Because they usually go for attractive people. I'm not really sure about what's attractive
to
for
talk
humans.
about, body. I'm a dragonborn. I don't know what humans
So
find
on
attractive.
speaking from another human, so there's
Maybe just kind of like takes his talon, puts it up to like audience's like scales, and just like makes that sound.
Okay, so you think he's attractive? Oh no, you think audience is
Well-
attractive. Okay.
yeah, well, obviously Remy, but anyways, so there's like Prince attractive, and then there's Hermit attractive. He's like Hermit attractive.
Okay. Are they into that? Are they into hermit attractive? How
has
do they
a
feel about
dog,
the
too. It's
nature
pretty cute.
resort? That is true. Dogs pull, I've heard.
Well, dryads do have an aesthetic that is closer to humans. So no, they'll consider attractive humans attractive also to themselves. I get the feeling that most of them actually just want to be around me because they think I can give them a body in here. But I don't know. There's one that's really, really nice. I'd be disappointed if it was only because I can give her a body. But you never know.
Yeah. I wish the best for you in that case. But like no, I mean like Jorg is, I don't know. I mean they'd probably be like, he's a nice dude, right?
Right. Well,
If he ever got out from under his blanket. Oh, we have his blanket.
No,
don't
we have his blanket.
oh, that's gonna be hard for him without this. Well, yeah. When I go back, I'll do my best. Warn everyone.
Yeah.
In addition to maybe if you could like help him come back.
Oh, I have
I
to
mean,
find
he
him.
wants to.
Yeah.
I guess.
Unless he doesn't
Yeah, we
want
kind
to.
of want our friend back, He kind of just like disappeared.
If he needs some time with the shrooms, he can have some time too. He
Actually, like while they're discussing this, Raimi like looking at Ornak, raising his hand, giving the so motion.
Listen, he can have some vacation days.
Okay, well, that's good. I hope
Just make sure he doesn't go blind or crazy
Yeah, well,
or both.
so long as he stays away from Nymph, he should be okay about going blind.
I'm gonna bring back some of the shrooms.
I'm not
Now-
sure that
now
that's
this-
good.
I don't know if you know this, but is there any like potion or anything you can make or take that makes it so you can look at a nymph without going blind?
I mean,
How does
there's
that-
the obvious solution, but it's not going to help you if you want to interact with them after.
I
Well,
mean,
could-
like something that you could like take where you could interact with them normally.
Could
And not
Fisher
go
interact
blind.
with them? Fisher, can you go blind?
I don't care about Fisher. Could we?
Well, you see,
I mean,
it's
yeah, I can go blind.
well.
Wait, what if we
it's-
took a picture of them and then looked at it?
No, I think pictures.
What do you mean?
He means with the orb.
Well, you see, the problem is that it creates a reaction with male. So, of course, if you are transformed into a female, you won't die. Maybe you go temporary blind, but
We will get a glimpse of them, right?
yeah. That's the
Well,
obvious
that's not
solution.
the point. You always get a glimpse of them, even as a male.
Now we
Makes you
posted
go blind.
on GnomeTube. No, I'm just-
No, that's not what I more meant. If there was just anyway.
Like I said, the obvious solution is transforming you into a woman temporarily. You can say that women have a natural resistance to going blind with nymph,
Mhm.
but I'm guessing that you want to go further than just seeing them, which means it's not going to help you to become a woman in front of them.
No.
I mean,
Anyway, food for thought. We don't need
Yeah,
to go
why was
into
this
it.
important? I'm confused.
It wasn't. It was
Okay.
a side point. You know, in case we ever need to do diplomacy for the dragon with the wood spirits.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right.
Okay.
Food for thought. Food for thought. Anyway.
you
So
know,
wait, do we have a written out plan for tomorrow, or
No. No, we do not.
Wait, we've been writing down our plans?
yes, what do you mean?
I don't even think we have a plan.
what do you
for
mean? I
tomorrow.
have our last 5 Plan A, Plan B, Plan C's written down right here.
And
Pull out a
and
scroll.
how many of those have we done?
We have checked off about 3 of them.
I guess we have to decide if we want to take the risk of using the stealth stuff that we've been given to try and go north and see what the treasure stuff is that might be north, since we do have some extra days.
I mean, I feel like that's
Amy's
worth
eyes
it.
glint at the sound of treasure.
And maybe
I mean,
there's some
do
missing
we-
information there too.
We
Not just
have
treasure.
how 6 days?
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe 5 or 6.
Hold on.
We also have to count that we're sleeping
7.
here tonight, though.
I think it's 7. Right now, from of the day you are right now. So when you're gonna
Yeah,
go to
but
sleep
we have
tomorrow,
to
it's gonna be
start
6.
from tomorrow. It's gonna be 6. So we have 6 days.
I mean,
If everything
Yeah.
goes well, it's going to take a little bit of time dragging the piece of equipment to your train. But beyond that, from your train, you can probably go to the abandoned town and to your destination in a single day.
So that thing that they're giving us for our train, does that last forever, or is it like a
No, it's like
1-day thing?
it's similar. I've been told similar to the spell that Remy and Jorg casted, where it's kind of
Mhm.
like it hides us, but it's not guaranteed. It doesn't last forever.
Well,
Well, we're gonna need it on our way back, right?
It does a little bit more than hiding, if you don't mind me saying, Occult says. Yes, it's going to make it harder to target you, but on top of that, when the ballistas are going to try and aim at you, have you ever encountered a displacer beast?
Maybe. Did I?
Ye-
I feel like I did a fight with a displacer beast a really long time ago.
It's possible.
it was I feel like it was some minor fight I did like a really long time ago, but I could be misremembering. I don't even know.
I don't
It was
think
like towards
we've
the
fought.
beginning.
No, I think you
Yeah.
saw people fighting Displacer Beast.
Maybe it was literally towards the very beginning of the campaign. Like I don't think anyone else was here.
That probably wouldn't have been a Displacer Beast then.
No.
No,
You wouldn't fight that.
I thought it was
Yeah,
like the
I
cat.
think Displacer
maybe
Beasts are
not.
like what? Challenge rating 3, 4, somewhere in there.
So maybe not.
No.
I don't know. I'll go with a solid maybe. I'll make it
Like maybe
nature
an
roll.
injured Displacer Beast, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you right now. I rolled a 14.
All right,
So
so
maybe.
you, well, you know what a Displacer Beast is, but you know you're watching it, you're thinking about this, and you say, I want to say that I've fought one before, but you know maybe it was just a really good picture, and I'm actually just it's all blurry in my mind, because I also saw a human version of that, and it was a woman, and that stuck into my mind.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go again with the solid maybe.
Displacer Beast has the ability to, as the name implied, displace its actual his image, so that what you attack might not actually be the actual place where the object is. Well, in this case, your train, but in their case, the large cat itself. So it's going to be a mix of both. It is going to have difficulty spotting you, and whenever it is going to try an attack, it might misfire. Hit one of the shadows that it creates. But this
And then
is
Toby, you can deflect the missiles, right?
Yeah. Just give me big enough hands.
If we attached like giant magical hands to never mind. Alright, it's too complicated.
If we had another magic circle, maybe that could work.
Amalgam? No, I'm kidding.
They also have those bomb things that we could throw at it.
Oh
What?
yeah.
to
To take out
deactivate
the
it.
turrets. To deactivate
Mm.
them.
there are several turrets protecting the
Yeah.
back.
I
so-
think it's easier probably just to sneak by them.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't know. Are we gonna have to change the tracks to do it?
yes.
To go north?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we also know that there's like the acidic ooze thing in it, which means there probably won't be a lot of zombies, but we might have to get by the acidic ooze thing again.
It was like a fog.
Yeah, it was. All I know is it like barely touched our train, and there was a little bit of acid. I don't know how long it would actually take to eat through our train's like armor.
I think that's a good idea. There might be some more information over there, along with treasure and items that might be able to help us.
Okay. I don't know exactly where the lever was to turn it north. I know the one to turn it was all the way towards the bottom. I don't know where the one to turn it north was.
Well, actually, the only two ones that you haven't tried, that you haven't paid attention to, is the one leading where you were, and the one leading north. And one is on top, and one is completely at the bottom. So it's one of those two.
Mm. So I guess we try the top one first, and then no harm, no foul. If we try that, because it would just take us back, and then we could just change it again. But yeah,
Well, you mean because we would go back the way we came, and then we could just
turn
go
around.
back in?
Yeah.
To turn around, we need to go somewhere that can turn us around. So we need to go back to the other station, that was starting to tip, if I believe, from the ogre smashing it. Spin it all the way around so that we could come back.
So
Assuming the engine can't go both directions.
Well, it can go
Well,
in
it
reverse,
can.
but it's going to be much slower.
Yeah. I don't really want to go through there to snail's pace.
Fair enough. Did we ask them about if there's any way to like kill an acid fog?
I don't believe any of you asked about acid fog, so
No.
I didn't even remember that was a thing.
Yeah, so there's a giant acid. It's almost like a giant ooze, but it's an acid fog, and it's at like the base of the tower.
oh, you're talking
it's-
about the undead elemental.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably, if you say that it looks like an acid fog, it's probably air. Nasty little things.
Yeah.
Could we
How do
use
you?
the circle against it?
Well, they're not that little. How do you kill them? If we had to kill them, say necessarily.
Well, the same way you want to kill elementals. Powerful magic and a lot of guts.
Could I hit it, and would it take damage?
Well, most elemental are not invulnerable to magical weapon. I mean, you're trying to hit air, so there's always possibility that slashing and things like this may not cause it as much damage as you'd want to, but I'm pretty sure magical weapons usually do the trick.
Okay. So it
Assuming
is
it's
like
a normal elemental, we fought those before.
It's just
Yeah.
really big
Just
and will
Yeah.
eat through you very easily. Because of their nature, don't misunderstand their movement. Because yes, they are bulky creature that moves at a very slow pace, but that's just when they don't know what's there. It's still air. It will be able to move quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Do you know if it has any like specific weaknesses that we can exploit?
I've actually never met one. I've never actually tried to destroy one before.
But see, after we knock them down with Agi, we can do an all-out attack, and
I mean, I assume fire would do, and like probably radiant and fire, probably similar to other undead, would be good against it. But I don't know.
Would the circle work?
I don't
against them?
know
The-
if we
the undead
want
circle?
to fight it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying in like worst case scenarios.
If we like break down.
Yeah, or something, or have to go like yeah.
'Cause if I was remembering, it was like eating away at like the metal, right, of the train.
Yes.
That is intense.
Yes.
Well, yes, it's going to try and wrap itself around you. Dissolve you in its stomach, sort of say.
I mean, we're obviously gonna try not to fight it. I just am saying because we're probably gonna try the top lever first, and if that doesn't work, we might have to, depending on the state of the other town, if we want to turn around.
Well, that wouldn't work on the train, right? The salt circle spell thing we're getting.
Oh, I don't know how powerful these creatures are. Maybe the salt ward
I
won't
don't
be
think
strong
we-
enough. You have to
Yeah.
remember the salt wards have limits.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to test our luck and try it.
Yep, and I guess we'll just try the top lever. Unless, well, I mean, we can look and see if there's some marker on it. I won't pull it immediately, but I guess we'll at least look at the top lever first. Where's the rail set to go right now if we just go back that way?
Back from
Does
where we
anyone
came,
know?
right?
Well, Jordan knew.
Yeah, Jordan, now.
I mean, we were. I assume we came is the direction we came from because we went straight through to this direction.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. So, well, that's my point then. So if we
Assuming
pull the
it's a
lever
point
and
A to
nothing,
point B.
so my point is, if we pull the lever and nothing happens, we know it's wrong. Because my point is like, if the rails don't move, then it's the wrong lever.
Yeah.
Because we're already heading back the way we came.
Yeah.
So the way this place is made, and the information that you do not have is, does it reset by itself? If it doesn't reset by itself, what will happen is that you will arrive in this tower and you'll start going down, and you will exit at the first branch that makes you go out, which will reconnect you with wherever you want to go, wherever this one connects. So if the rail don't reset by themselves, you'll just end up back here. If they do reset by themselves, your destination is the maintenance pit at the bottom.
So then we definitely want to pull lever, because we don't want to end up at the maintenance pit.
Yeah.
Because then we definitely have to fight the elemental.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll at least pull one lever.
All right.
That is going to be tomorrow.
Yes. Yes. That's
Nope,
what
right
we're
now.
doing tomorrow.
No.
Because we have to get the stuff first.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, yep, I guess that's our plan, is go try the top lever and figure out from there if we don't end up in the right place.
All right. So, Occult looks at all of you. Well, that was incredibly fascinating. I had no idea you knew this many fascinating creatures from so many different realms. You are all very fascinating group. I would love to take more time to studying all of you. Honestly, even you, brother. You having a child that also comes from another realm? It feels so
It's weird,
amazing.
isn't it?
I believe it is amazing. I wonder if there is a way back into this realm through you.
I didn't think of that. That's a
Sure,
interesting
well, you want to
You know-
go to.
notion.
You know, every part of me just wants to be like, oh yeah, if we climb up his butthole, there's a whole other realm up there.
A whole other world.
All right, Fisher, open yourself up. Let me see if we can find
Greta.
another realm.
Let go your sphincter. Remy, use your spyglass. Oh, good lord. That's
Wait, hold on, Emmett. Oh, wait, hold on. Is he using that spyglass to look in, or is he just like, is this because it's long enough?
I think
Stop.
it's
You know,
both.
just like because it extends.
Yeah. I think it's both.
Fisher, ask Terranat if there's another realm inside you.
No.
Terranat, is there another realm inside Fisher?
Fisher, from inside of you, you hear, "Ah, how I wish he could hear me. How I wish he could hear me. Because I know you won't tell him whatever I say.
He says, "Of course not," and you're even dumber than he thought you were for suggesting such.
Okay. I believe it. I don't roll insight. Sounds like him.
This is not the hole you're looking for.
Oh, good lord. Alright, so. With this, you see Occult looking at all of you and say, oh, yes. I was a little bit reluctant into giving up such a bounty, but with everything you have just shown me, the possibilities and the excitement of possible future exploration, especially with you, brother, I guess I don't feel as bad handing you these little bits of dust and pebbles that we've been able to scrape off different crystals. And he hands you a bag. But even you, Fisher, didn't notice that he was reserving them. You thought he was just throwing them out, but no, apparently it is a little bag. And each bag has these little boxes. All are identified. And he just hands it to you, Fisher. Here. Hopefully, you'll come back very quickly and we can study all of those fascinating possibilities.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll make it back as soon as I can. But if we, make it back, we'll make it back. We'll be fine.
He'll make it back. I don't know if we will. We don't live as long as he does.
Ah, yes. Time may be an issue. I see. Well, in that case, Malgam, do you have a hole behind your stuff? And he goes away like
All right.
So in that little box, you see 6 small container and one that is significantly larger. The one that is significantly larger you recognize as being a shard from the wilderness realm. So this is most likely the shard that drew Jorg in. So right now it is the only key you have to redialing the same realm and eventually possibly trying to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
Be warned if you try and use it. Because it is tempting. It is an actual shard. It is pretty powerful if you feed it to Tobiashi's ball.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could maybe make a whole continent in my space realm.
With a shard, with a wilderness shard, you'd be able to make a jungle world.
Oh, Jorg has been nice. No, I'm kidding.
Well, who knows? Maybe Jorg will be in that jungle.
Now, how do we get him out?
Oh my god. It took me a second, but I got there.
Well, I mean, if we just put the shard in there, wouldn't we lose like Onak and all of them and stuff? If Jorg is over there,
What?
Well, the issue is I think
nobody
it breaks down
gets to touch this shard.
the shard.
damn.
For
We're
Imagine
not
how
giving up
strong
our
my lightning
holy
bolt would be.
connection to Jorg.
And how does your item feel about that, Toby? No, I'm kidding.
He's already expecting your world shard, and so he just. Well, we'll leave him out of it. I don't have my mask on. I can't hear him.
but he can.
It's probably for the best.
All right. For the other containers,
I need to put a mute button on my ball.
oh man, that almost never gets tired. I almost never get tired of this. It's so easy to tease you with this.
Uh,
All right. So the other 6 box, each one has been labeled. There's one that's labeled petrified, which is from the petrified shard. Petrified shard is physical and acid, I believe. Hold on, I'm gonna check.
It was the one little rock I think I already have in my world.
So
That
there
might be
is the petrified shard, which is physical and acid. So in the audience's realm, it will create land, but it will create sterile land. One box is labeled storm, so it is one from the storm shard. Using that will give thunder or lightning. There is a box for wilderness, which is healing and acid that it provides. And no, you can't strike someone and it heals them. It's not how that one works. One is labeled frost, so it's a few elements from the frost shard, and as it suggests, it's going to apply frost. There is scorched, which is from the scorched shard, and the last one, you don't remember seeing him play with this, but there is an element when you look at it, and probably audience peeking over your shoulder because he wants to know the potential that he might put in. There's a good chance that audience might try to snatch this one from you because it's written Dawn. Now the Dawn shard is where the radiant energy comes from.
You see audience do the thing where he like grabs his hand as it starts to go out, be like, nope, don't do that.
It's like, and audience disappears.
That's the thing when you see a nice car that you want, just like, that's a nice shard you got there, Fisher.
So the only one that is an actual shard is the wilderness.
No, not shard. That's a nice fragment you have there, Fisher.
It's just a few handful of dust, but it's dawn dust.
That's some nice looking dust.
God, 24d6 lightning damage. Sorry.
Well, that'd be radiant damage. Oh no,
I
you
mean
changed
double
to
lightning bolt. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't double your damage. It just it gives you an advantage on your damage.
And it increases at one level.
So if I use the shard, it would be an extra 4d6 damage to the lightning bolt, which is already 8d6. And then if I use it twice,
Well,
You can only use one once.
well, I mean, if I use lightning bolt within a minute,
Oh, okay.
twice.
Well, I'm gonna let you figure out how your damage works.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
if you want to write it down in detail, you have 2 pebbles and 5 dust from the petrified shard. You have 4 dust from the storm shard. You have 1 pebble and 3 dust from the wilderness shard. 1 pebble and 4 dust from the frost shard. 1 pebble and 5 dust from the scorched shard. And 2 dust for the dawn shard. When I say 2 pebbles and 2 dust, it's 2 use of pebbles and 2 use of dust. So it's probably, it feels more. It's a handful that creates the effect. So you have 5 handful of petrified shard. So of course, audience gonna want to have at least a few of them because he's got land, but that's all he has. Wilderness.
I have very little land.
Yeah. So you
Small rock.
Yeah. If you thing is, none of them actually have water. So you'd need to mix things. If you mix frost and scorched, you're gonna get water. So you'll have water in there. and suddenly your little landmass may become a very small island.
Yeah, we don't need this stuff to fight, right, Fisher? Just let me play Minecraft with it. Mix and match.
How about if we get out of the tower and there's some left? You can use that.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
That sound fair? Once
Yeah,
we're,
that sounds,
once we're out of
that
the
sounds fair.
hardest part of our lives, then you can
Yeah, that sounds fair.
The
use the
hardest part of
extremely
our
powerful stuff we've been given to mess around with.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I think the dust was only worth about like 700 gold or something. It's not that much.
Well, yes, you have been given things right now that if you want to sell them would give you a whole lot of money.
I know.
But
I
then
was
again,
joking
that's
for the price, like that's like as much as like our super rare like sword or something. Anyway,
So if you want to write it down because you missed it, I'm just gonna put it in our chat,
all right.
so that way you'll be able to.
Well, before we get to the tower, we have to go check out what this north town is like and what cool stuff
So,
is up there.
yeah, of course.
And maybe there's some like survivors or something from the crash.
I would be very surprised if there were survivors, but
But maybe.
Yeah.
And Remy, I sent you the written version of Orunak's actual type of tree.
Maybe there's a dragon treasure hoard or trove.
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, are more likely the last stand of living people against the undead.
he's having fun.
All right. It is always easier to forgive children.
Well, are my other brothers back?
Yeah, if you were in the laboratory, but if you want to leave and prepare, the two ones, okay, the last two, you're not sure, but the big question is, do you want to leave now, few hours away from nightfall, or do you want to leave tomorrow? Because tomorrow they'll be there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you
Oh.
don't know.
I
You
assume
don't need
we
to meet him.
want to leave tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought we
don't.
were gonna leave tomorrow.
All right.
Really want to be out there
At night.
at night if we don't have to be.
Also, then you get to meet the rest of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what they say. It's all about family.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
You heard it. The audience probably heard this from an actor in plays. You know. It's the main theme of every play he does. It's
Yeah.
always to promote family.
Yeah, for me, it's all about the dragon. So it's a little different, but
It's still a type of family.
We see now imagining like how audience would make his multi-million-dollar movie franchise and how he would title each of them.
The Dragon. The Return of the Dragon. The Dragon Returns, Part 3.
Dragon for Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dragon,
dragon
for
for dragon.
And then there's the one movie that's a little bit different, The Dragon and the Crow.
Yeah.
It's from Remy's point of view.
There's the
Dragon,
homemade
Civil
movie
War.
that has no No, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. All right.
Civil War for the dragon.
You know, and you know that eventually in his life, audience found a girlfriend, because eventually there's the title that comes out, The Dragon and the Fairy.
It's a Hallmark movie.
Well, I was kind of hoping it was the Dragon and the Monk, but you know.
Yeah.
And then the sequel movie, it starts with it's like she's been gone for
Yeah.
2 years now.
Jesus Christ.
Terrible accident.
All right, so before this degenerates into something really weird,
Before.
well, you gotta admit this can get much worse. So, you are all once again treated to an evening meal. Audience, you get to taste the variety of syrup that they make from different source. Some vegetables, some, well, not a lot of them are vegetables, but fruits, flowers, plants. You learn that Fisher essentially likes a syrup version of a tea, because it's the leaves of a plant that he actually enjoys. But it's a very interesting plant, you know. It has a blue, slightly shimmering color when it's still alive, and apparently he really likes it.
Nice.
As always, Malgam moves about throughout the meal while you're eating, and he knows he's not gonna get another chance, so he just stares at Tobiashi, licking his lips. But he tastes so good.
Makes a bunch of stealth rolls.
And for some reason, oh no. Well, no, all right. That's a good idea. Thank you for giving me this idea, Remy. So, throughout the evening, as you're eating, eventually, you notice that he is making his way toward you, Tobiashi. Tobiashi, are you there?
What? What happened? Sorry, zoned out.
Yes,
Malcolm's
you
sneaking up
look
on you.
like you zoned out.
About to get your toes sucked.
I'm gonna get my toe sucked again.
You
Oh,
notice Malgam is doing circle around you.
What do you want this time?
I want to taste. I want to lick.
No,
Ah.
no.
And he moves away. An hour later, you see him starting to start moving about, making his round around you once again. Fisher, you have a moment where you're looking at this, and this moment feels oddly familiar. Although for you, it's because your body had adopted the scent of toffees. But it feels very, very similar. You know, those gnomes always trying to lick you, to bite you? Now it's Tobiashi's turn.
He's just enjoying it's not him.
Yeah, it has been a while in the real world since flavored Fisher.
Mhm.
Yes. And then eventually, you see him approaching.
Irresistible flavored Fisher.
Yeah. No, there was something magical about it.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to tie him up.
I thought he already was tied up. Or did he get untied?
That was.
Is he still tied up?
That was
I
the
actually
previous
have
day. Someone untied him.
I'm gonna try to wrap him in my silk.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Do a
that's
grapple.
50 feet out and grapple.
He just starts licking your silk.
Ew.
Because he can lick your spirit.
20.
So, all right. So, You catch him as he's arriving, as he's approaching. You think, all right, I got him off guard. So just as he's arriving, you pull out your silk and you start wrapping him up. So the first one, he rolled a natural 1, so you manage to grapple him.
Let's go.
But he's on you. So if you want to restrain him, you're going to have to succeed another one. Because that's how your silk works.
$18.
18, all right. Thing is, you do this, and you have this moment of, yes, I succeeded! He managed to pull himself to your side, and he was trying to go there, but you pull out your silk, and you look a little bit like a spider right now. But from that other point of view of where Remy is watching right now, especially for you, Remy, with such high passive perception and insight, you sort of realize that he didn't even fight it. No, all he did was position himself so that once he was restrained, he would have at least one chance of, Tobiyashi, someone's licking your butt.
Oh my god. Wait, how did it get to my ass?
He didn't resist at all your second attempt. He maneuvered himself to be in position.
Okay, I detach him and keep him
You
held on.
succeeded, but he has his face in front of your butt, and as you're pulling him away, you feel his tongue just licking and licking him.
Okay, hold on a second, guys. I need to add not only feet, but also like a ass eating and bondage.
Alright, so after I tie him up, I keep him in the ball. I'm going to detach my key, and I am going to throw him as far as I can.
Well, which is not exactly very far, but still. As you throw him, you hear, whee!
There he goes. That'll keep him tied up for a little while.
You know, Toby, you could be like a really high-end butcher shop, but if you just had a cleric who could heal you, you could just keep selling your own, like, meat.
Fisher goes,
That's true, huh? Wait, so I'll be selling
What?
my orange jam flavored meat?
Yeah, and then you just have a cleric heal you.
Well, you see, Tobiyashi, you could make a killing off of selling nothing but cake and sausage.
But then I have to fill the Anyways,
So
I'd have to feel the pain of cutting my own arm off and then selling it.
Yeah.
Tender is looking at you right now and just saying, well, you know, it can be arranged. I mean, is it a bit like a mushroom? You can peel off layers on top of it and it just grows back the next morning?
If I get healed. I don't think.
I'm just saying, Toby, if you're ever tight on money, this is an option for you.
But if I cut off a limb, isn't it going to stay off even if I get healed?
Well, you don't have to cut off a full limb, you know, just peel off a few layers of skin, you know, cut off a nice shake of ham from your side.
Everyone just wants to eat me now.
like sliced ham.
Everybody just wants to eat me now, guys.
I'm not saying I don't want to eat you. I'm just saying it's a money option.
All right. Let's just
Fisher
worry
is
about
just
now.
replaying
Let's worry.
this dream he's had twice now.
I mean,
In his head.
Let's worry about getting this finished,
This
and then
what
when we
this
get back
means?
to the garden, we can. I didn't think about the dream.
Let's just be super clear here, guys. Like, you know, like humans have been like a paying to eat people for a long time.
Eat people.
Listen, I know Core's into the exotic meat business. You could probably talk to him about it.
I thought you paid to get eaten.
Well, I'm just saying Core likes exotic meat, so I'm saying he'd probably pay good coin to, like, you know, have
I
a
think
couple
he just
slices.
likes to eat something that he's killed.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably work in res fees for yourself too.
What if we act like he kills me and then you could like get a chunk for like free? Like it's
Well,
like
what I'm saying is, if he's
selling
willing to pay the res cost, you could let him kill you. He could do like a whole hunt, kill, eat of you, but then we could like res and kill yourself.
I get PTSD
So-
flashbacks from Hunt.
So right now, you realize that none of your brothers and sisters are talking at the table, Fisher. They're all here. They're all listening to this and sort of have this expression on their face that most people don't recognize, but you do, which is the what expression.
Yeah, I think Fisher has kind of the same expression.
As soon as he says Hunt, I'm like, Hunt? What do you mean Hunt?
Except Malcolm, that you hear in the background saying, "I like you guys."
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Alright. It was a joke, Fisher, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I was just
Okay.
taking to the extremes of what
I
Toby
kind of
can do.
assume so, but I just had a repeat dream for the first time ever last night, and it was literally about somebody cutting up someone who was regenerating and then feeding that to people.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that was just my brother. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe if Fisher's dreaming about it, Toby, maybe this is your future.
I don't want to get.
I think it's either this is something bad that's happening or shouldn't happen, or it doesn't seem good. I didn't get a good positive feeling.
Well, I don't think it would be good for
Why would
Toby.
it be positive for me to wait? How is there a positive feeling?
There
coming from
isn't.
this, but there isn't one coming from like your dream that's happening now.
There wasn't.
Okay.
That's why I was saying maybe not.
I can't help.
All right,
but,
enough about eating me. Enough about eating me, guys.
I can't help but to think that Remy, so many nice quotes have been said tonight. So many. We're gonna have new material for a year.
Alright, then fine. Enough about Toby's tender, tasteful flesh.
God damn it!
So, with this extremely odd conversation,
Or embarrassing Fisher in front of his family.
well, mostly, there's one of them that feels like he's more embarrassing.
I think they're more just confused, maybe also fascinated.
A mix of both.
Oh, you guys want to taste some Toby? some
Toby.
Toby syrup.
That would be the name of the store. Toby.
You hear something
Toby.
dragging itself on the ground saying, "Me!
Not you!"
Me!"
I kick him farther away.
You hear him yell, "Let's play ball!"
All right. Well, what else do we have to do?
Tonight, nothing. I thought this conversation would have ended 10 minutes ago.
I'm just tasty now. It's in my features and traits.
It's a character trait.
It's a character trait now. I'm just tasty.
Tobiashi's gonna start wearing short shorts with "tasty" written on the.
I have a
All
leopard
right.
print top on.
Alright, you are allowed to end stream at any time if you.
Yes, absolutely. So I'd probably simply go by saying the rest of the evening becomes slightly more normal, and eventually you decide to all go to bed. You all look at Fisher one last time because he said he was dreaming about people eating people, and now you've all been talking about people eating people. And, there's an odd parallel there. You're hoping his next dream it's not so bad if it comes true. And you all go back to sleep. And apparently we start tomorrow with, well, next episode. But tomorrow with all of you preparing to leave. The piece of equipment will be ready, so I imagine you'll slip it inside the audience's dimensional storage. And during the night, the question is, Fisher, do you want to sleep, meditate, or stay in...
Sleep.
Sleep?
Use my coin.
Yes, you can. You know, the conversation at the table was really disturbing, so...
No.
It was extremely disturbing, apparently.
So I just rolled 2 twos. So that's gonna be a 1.
So apparently...
You just spend the whole night just thinking about visualizing
Toby,
everything that we
I have the
talked about.
same dream, but it's just Toby that's showing up. An audience is cutting him apart.
Fortunately, that image is disturbed during the night because your 2 other brothers have just came in. So you'll get to meet them in the morning. Or actually in 7 days, because it's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so with this, I think it is an interesting and slightly disturbing place to end today's stream. Hopefully we didn't lose any listeners because of this.
And if we gained any because of it, go away.
No, we accept all people here.
Like I said in the beginning of the chat, so long as you remain civil in the chat, you're welcome here.
I do include you, even if you're a cannibal.
Yeah, so long as you keep those cannibalism instinct out of the chat. It's fine, it's good.
No. No, okay.
No.
Alright, so thank you for watching, thank you for being here tonight. We hope you had a pleasant, whatever part of the cycle it is for you, just in case you're in space. We hope you'll be there next week, next Wednesday, or next Friday if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. As always, we try and raid on Friday. If we got at least 3 raiders, we're gonna try and raid the D&D channel. If we don't have 3 raiders, well, we raid Tobiashi. Unless Tobiashi is playing Dungeons and Dragons, then we raid him, even if we have more than 3 raiders. Yeah, that's the situation for raids. So, like I was saying, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. We hope you had a pleasant, whatever part of the day it is, for you. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, think about supporting us. It's very helpful. We appreciate, well, I appreciate it maybe a little bit more than the others, but we all appreciate it. So follow us, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment. You can also support the stream by making donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. And if you can't do any of those things, there's always this very free thing you can do. And no, that's not licking the bottom of someone else. Well, it is free. It's not something we want for ourselves. Well, you never know. I'm not talking about the rest of you, but...
Look, it's your choice to pay for it.
Yeah. But... There's this free thing you can do if you can't do any of those, and it's simply spreading the word of this channel. It helps tremendously, and it is very much appreciated. So, thank you. As always, see you next week, and stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good
Night.
night.